Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome. Today is Tuesday. It's October 11th, 2022. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup. Good morning to Stacy and Jenny and Gad and Brian and all the rest of you, whether you're watching live later or listening. Thank you for coming by. I was setting up this morning and sitting here. I did a bunch of work on this computer to get it updated and cleaned and everything. Having unretired it from 6+ months ago. I'm sitting here, and one of the things that people without hair like this, balding, have to consider is light reflection. And I was like, why am I so overexposed? Oh, it's the light bulb's up there. So I turned one of them down, unscrewed one of them entirely, actually. No, is it the light bouncing off the new paint on the wall? And I'm checking, it was my computer screen was too bright. I don't want to have to deal with technical problems like that early in the morning. I'm not thinking yet. Good morning, Dennis. But we're here. I turned down brightness. And now it's not as bad. How was your Monday? How was your kickoff to the work week for most of you? Oh, Gad, you're funny. Gad says, been having whistlekick withdrawal symptoms, involuntary kata movements, yelling ki in my sleep. It's Bernard. I kind of hope that's true. I think that's funny. There's a joke in there somewhere. See, if we had a movie production, if we had like a production house, if whistlekick grows, when whistlekick grows enough that we can make stuff, make deeper, more expensive content. Yeah, we'll make, like modern versions of old kung fu flicks. But what about a martial arts comedy? What about somebody sleeping in bed and they instead of elbowing their partner, they shuto their partner, or, whatever. Right? That's stuff that non-martial artists wouldn't find funny. We would find that hysterical. I want to make content like that. I think that'd be great. Good morning, Andy and Shibashi. Brian with his new job. I don't enjoy not knowing much again in the new job after so long of being in the know. LOL. This will pass with time, training, and experience. Yeah. But usually when you're new, if you screw up, they don't blame you. It's kind of a nice feeling for a little while. Stacy says, Monday was a mixed bag. Lots of tears and made it back to start relearning Harong, which for those of you who don't know is a form. And shout out and thank you to Stacy for watching on Twitch. Trying to get those numbers up. We need them up. Please help. Oh, coffee is good. Well, I had a pretty productive day. Had a bunch of meetings, did pretty much nothing but email on either side of that. And quite a few of you received emails. Still a lot to do. A little bit overwhelming. But then I finished up my last meeting of the day. It was about, when did that end? 2:30, just about 3 o'clock. And I said, I have more email I have to do. So I packed up. And I went to the local Panera and I finished my email. I got through everything I needed to get through, which was almost all of my email. It was amazing. I had no emails in one inbox and just a handful in the other. And I said, I'm here. I was going to come back over this way yesterday. tomorrow, which is today, and grab a dishwasher. I'm here. I have time. Let's do it. So I went in and I looked around, and they had like 4 different models. It was insane. There's something going on in the world with supply chains and dishwashers. It doesn't seem to be impacting washing machines or refrigerators, but something about dishwashers. It's probably whatever's going on that I couldn't find the replacement parts that I wanted. But for $450, there's one that'll be here early next week, and I should be able to just plug in the hoses that I've got, and it'll work. So, yay! $450 is cheap, as far as I'm concerned. Good morning. Nathan Kelly says, I've practiced martial arts in my sleep, and Andrew is my unaware partner. Stacy also took in some foliage and fall air. So beautiful out right now. Well, maybe not right now. It's 30 degrees and frosty. Jenny said, yesterday I had some tough moments, but I made it through. The highlight of my day, just as I'm ready to head to bed, a mouse ran out from under my couch. Well, that doesn't seem like a highlight. Dennis says, Sarah said she woke up the other morning to find my right hand cocked and aimed at her head. Really? I hope that's a joke. Jenny says, Dennis, did she give you a critique on your technique like a good wife would? Ha! And Stacy says, and I understand why you wanted to reach out to Sensei Gully. So yesterday's episode, Sensei Art Gully, did you listen or watch? We're getting some good feedback on it. What a good guy. I really like this man. I like what he says. I like what he stands for. I'd love to train with him. You know, maybe we'll get to. Maybe there will be a free training day. I don't know. That area. What would we call that area? Upper Midwest? I don't know. I've never been outside of the airport in Detroit. I've been through the Detroit airport a number of times. Delta likes to take me through there. So that was yesterday. Is there anything else? I had calls with a few people, a few martial arts schools. People are doing some great stuff. And I got to say, rolled out an idea, well, brainstormed an idea with one of my clients, one of my martial arts school clients, that might be one of the best ideas I've ever come up with. It was some of you have worked with me on various things in this way. I get an idea. It's not a full idea. And oftentimes I can't put words to it. I can put emotion to it. I can feel what the idea is. And I kind of hunt around, and I'll often preface, okay, like this isn't fully formed. Let me get this out. And I'll say some words. And sometimes the person I'm talking to will say one thing, could be one word. And that's what I was missing. And in this case, this particular thing, this program will, and if you're a martial arts school owner, kind of take, no, I'm not going to give you the idea because I want to let them run with it first. It's fun. It should benefit retention. It should benefit recruitment. It is inexpensive. It checks all the boxes, and I'm unaware of anyone doing anything like this in any industry. I'm sure somebody's done something like it, maybe even exactly like it, but this is going to be pretty solid. So there you go. So what's today? What are you guys doing today? What do you have going on today? What do I have? Doing a recording late afternoon. I don't think any of you are involved in that. For kind of a fun, for a fun Thursday topic. I think it's going to be the most people we've had on one episode in a while. What else? So we got that. I think I have a couple meetings. I do have a couple meetings. Meeting with Justin about Free Training Day South, which is this Saturday. Holy cow, it's less than a week. I'll tell you, don't wait on stuff. Stuff happens. Stuff happens fast. Gotta plan ahead. And then I got a bunch of things in between. It's gonna be a lighter day. I'm gonna preemptively relax from a busy weekend. For a busy weekend. Good morning, Mark. And Jenny's suggesting Flash Kata, the new flash mob. I like it. Actually was talking to somebody within the last couple of weeks that participated in a flash mob. It was something that was kind of advertised to celebrate something, and the goal, this was something that was like on somebody's bucket list. And so there was a dance instructor and they did this whole thing. Sounded fun. I feel like there's something I wanted to tell you, and I can't remember what it is. It's driving me nuts. Oh, and I'll probably do more painting today. It's time. It's time to add more paint to the wall. It's coming along. When it's done, I'll show you. How's it going, Lou? Lou says good morning on YouTube, too. Let's help out the YouTube channel. We're doing what we can. We've been dropping clips, YouTube shorts, which have garnered some attention. Not much, a little bit. We're trying. You know, I'll say this. If you look at the majority of popular content across any and all platforms, it fits into one of two categories. It is sexual or it is controversial. We're not doing sexual. And if we're going to do controversial, we're going to do it ethically, fairly. We're not just going to post a bunch of things that make you emotional and inspire you to respond from anger. I don't think we've ever done anything like that and never want to. And because of that, our channel is much smaller than plenty of other places on the internet. But we foster positive relationships with others, with yourself, with martial arts. So we're not going to change that. I don't care how big our reach is, other than I know that as our reach expands, we can help more people. So yeah, that does matter to me. Good morning, Zed. Stacy asks, grab your VIP free training day bag. I don't know what that's referencing. Maybe she's just helping me out with the mention. You've got through the midnight Sunday. You've got through First Cup Monday morning, and then that gets pulled because we need lists. Because you get a shirt, and we got to make sure the shirts have enough time to be ordered and printed. Gad says, I believe having principles and standing for something is controversial in these times. In some circles, it is. You know, as I've gotten older, my definition of integrity has solidified, but it's also gotten a heck of a lot easier to maintain my integrity. I say what I do and I do what I say. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. If I say something, it's because I believe it, or I've said it in such a way that I'm honest about the intent. Yesterday in the martial arts debates group on Facebook, I posted something. I don't even remember what it was. It's not something I believe. It was meant to spark debate. I talk about people as if they're in the room. If I say something critical of someone, I would say it to their face. I have no problem with them knowing. It doesn't mean I'm going to seek them out and tell them, but I don't embellish. I don't need to call someone out. I don't need to make myself feel better by speaking ill of others. It's unnecessary. Stacy, maybe Kelly had to start seeing PT for right rotator cuff yesterday. Oh, I'm so sorry. If your PT deems it appropriate, or someone else that has much more medical training than I do, bent over rows with a dumbbell. The number one thing I know of to stabilize the shoulder. Zed suggesting you need to do a twerking video to get those hits, Jeremy. I don't know how to respond to that. Actually, I do. I don't think anybody wants to watch that. There's a part B, and I'm just not going to say it. I'll let you infer. Oh, yes, this was the question I posed on the martial arts debates group. If you're not part of the martial arts debates group, please go join. It had been a while since we had anything in there. But as you know, I like good conversation. And I wanted a forum where we could unpack some controversial topics in a healthy and respectful way. And Stacy's reminding me of the one I posted yesterday. Martial artists should be able to wear anything they want. And I think I said while training or in class, something like that. Kat says, cheers. I now have an image of Jeremy doing a cuddle twerking. All right. So here's a question. What form would best lend itself to that? I'm thinking the of the forms I know, it's either Nahanshin, also known as Teki Shodan. I know it's the Ishinru version that I know, or the Ishinru. I know the Ishinru version of Seiyuchin, and that would anything where there are a lot of horse stances. That's probably the best I can do. And everybody's enjoying. Jenny says, "Gad, I'm sorry." Stacy says, "That's awesome." And Gad says, "I thought of Teki Shodan right away." All right, we're on the same page for what form would be best to implement twerking. I fear that if we do not change the subject now, this could get something. It could go somewhere we don't want it to go. Mark is offering the suggestion of Silum Tao Wing Chun. I don't know that form. And Dennis says the last 10 minutes of my free training day seminar will be dedicated to twerking. Oh, I love you guys. All right. So Frank did send over something for us to talk about, something kind of fun. We might be able to relate it to martial arts. I bet we can at the end. Shout out and thank you as always to Frank for all that he does. And thank you to Josh for our theme music. October's National Pizza Month. Frank's favorite kind of pizza is cheese with white sauce. What's mine? My favorite pizza shifts around a little bit, but generally, conventional red sauce. I like a little bit of cheddar in the cheese mix. I like jalapenos, black olives, feta. Back when I ate chicken, buffalo chicken pizza was one of my favorites. I really enjoyed that. Feta, tomato, black olives, jalapenos. These are good pizza toppings. I like, much in the way that I make nachos. Oh, yeah. I don't remember if did I show you this? I think I did. Much in the way that I like one unconventional topping on nachos. Like I will often put grilled fruit on nachos. Mango works. Banana works very well. Plantain works. I've done apple. Citrus doesn't really work. Citrus doesn't grill quite well. Pears work amazing. I like to do something similar on pizza. So you could take a conventional pizza and add like a drizzle of balsamic vinegar or ranch dressing, something sweet and salty, fried something and fruit, right? Like pizza works with a lot of different things. It's when you overwhelm it too much that it doesn't really work. Take care, Andy. Stacy says pineapple, ham, and white pizza. Oh, it's like a white Hawaiian. Oh, you could call that a haole. That's funny. Oh, hold on. Number 2. If you go out for pizza, where's your favorite place? So we have a local, I won't call it a chain because there's only a few of them, but there's a local set of pizza places called Positive Pie. Those are pretty good. Their pizzas are expensive though. If you come to visit me here, there's a good chance we end up there because it's a solid restaurant with good drinks. But my absolute favorite pizza is pizza I make. I use Bisquick for the crust, which some people think is absolute blasphemy, but you know what? It tastes amazing. It's a big pizza biscuit, and that's great. Crust is generally the worst part of the pizza, but with what I'm talking about, when you use the Bisquick recipe, it's very good. Been doing that forever. The one time, I remember once or twice, my mother made pizza. When I was a kid, she used Bisquick as the crust, and I was like, this is so much better. Why doesn't everyone do this? And people get all mad at me, and then they have it, and they're like, oh, this is actually really good. So, something to think about. Kelly says, I knew someone who would make pizza with mashed potatoes as the crust. That's fascinating. It's like a big French fry. I got to try this. Okay. To celebrate National Pizza Day, I'm trying, hide comments. Guys are typing so much. I may try to do this. I could totally see this working. Mash up a bunch of potatoes. Actually, probably, yeah. Boil them. Throw them in the KitchenAid. Smash them up. Some butter, an egg or two, probably just one egg. And then kind of like smash it into like a 9x13 and make a crust that way. It's a lot of potato. Then you have to cook it before the toppings go on. Yeah, that I should. Ooh. I'm very excited. This is what I'm doing for dinner. Jenny says, the worst part of pizza is still pretty darn incredible. That is how amazing pizza is. Pizza is kind of great. Jason says, at my community college culinary program, they made a grilled fruit pizza with a cream cheese base. Oh, interesting. My mother also used to make a dessert pizza. It was, we would do Christmas Day with the neighbors. And it was the thing that one of the kids requested every year. I think it was it graham crackers? It was basically like a pie, but it was thinner. It was interesting. It was not my favorite thing. It was too much of too many different kinds of sugar for me. Kelly says, I always thought doing a Thanksgiving pizza with the potato crust with gravy and all the fixing. Brilliant. That sounds absolutely brilliant. And what better way to reuse all of those things, all those leftovers? You could make it work with mashed potatoes, but you need to get something else going in there. Otherwise, it's going to turn into dip. Actually, no, maybe you can't do mashed potatoes. It'd be really hard to do mashed potatoes. All right, and we've got one more. Because Frank likes stirring the pot. Let's have a discussion. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Personally, I don't think it does. I already mentioned I like the contrast of sweet and salty. I think most of us do. Fruit works well when you have something salty opposing it, like ham, right? If you're talking about like a heavily salted ham, that works well with pizza. Absolutely. There are other things you can do. I think pineapple does work well on pizza. Where a lot of people go wrong is they just poorly drain the pineapple and then throw it on the pizza and cook it, and it makes the pizza soggy. No, you not only have to drain it, you have to throw it in the frying pan for a few minutes and get at least some of it browned up. Otherwise, it ends up being too wet. Doesn't work. Gross. Pizza can't. Soggy pizza doesn't work. And nobody likes a soggy pizza. And because I told you I would try to find a way to hook that back to martial arts, there are opinions that are really, really strong for no reason. If I eat pineapple on pizza has become this very fascinating subject because so many people get really invested in the subject, in the debate, but everyone recognizes it doesn't matter. It's like we all pretend this collective, Easter bunny sort of thing. It's like, all right, yeah, we're going to pretend this is a big deal. We've got a lot of those in martial arts, but I don't think everyone realizes they're not a big deal. I saw an article pop up, or I saw a tweet pop up. Danny Indio retweeted it from Black Belt. What makes a school a McDojo? Everybody gets really bent out of shape about what it is and the definition. It doesn't matter. Because your definition isn't right. The subject of McDojos is the pineapple pizza of martial arts discussions. You can get really invested in it, but it really doesn't change anything. Do what works for you. Gad says, like with martial arts, no one decides what style is good or bad. It's what works for you. That is also how I feel about my toppings. Exactly. Stacy says, pizza does not do well when it's soggy and dripping grease. No, definitely not. Jason says, the Indiana State Fair voted pickle pizza a top fair food this year. I don't know what that is. I want to know. I don't know that I want to eat it. Interesting. Let's talk about this tomorrow. Help me remember, everyone. Kelly says, if we want to go back to discussing martial arts things this week, I'm curious about people's expectations around bowing. It is an important discussion, and I'll frame it for tomorrow, this idea that some people look at bowing through a religious lens. Other people don't. It is fascinating to me. So I would love to talk about it. Let's talk about that tomorrow. I just need a little bit of prompting. We'll take our first chunk and we'll talk about bowing. All right. Shabashi says, well, I hope everyone has a great day. I also hope that for you. If you have not checked out yesterday's episode of Martial Arts Radio with Art Gully, you're missing out. Check that out. If you are on TikTok, find him on TikTok. I think you will like his content. If you like what we do, you will likely like him and what he does, because he does things from a very similar place. Remember, you've got through less than a week now to pick up your free training day VIP bundles for the Northeast only. We will likely do those for other locations next year, part of the growth plan on the others. But you can order patches and tees and sweatshirts for any of them probably through the end of the year. At this point, you would be hard-pressed to get one delivered for anything but Northeast, but doesn't mean you can't grab it. To remember, to reminisce. And of course, if you want to help us out, you can use the code FIRSTCUP15 to save 15% at whistlekick.com. You can join the Patreon and get behind-the-scenes information, free books, free stickers, free shirts, free masterminds, free. I know you're paying for it, but we throw a ton of stuff at you. Once you cross that threshold, we're going to give you a lot to keep you. It starts at $2 a month. And if you want the whole list, if you are part of the family, you should be checking whistlekick.com/family at least once a week. We are the only martial arts morning show live 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And if you have a Twitch account, please watch on Twitch. Maybe you've got to watch on 2 devices. We just got to cross that threshold. We need an average of 3. We've been trending at like 0.5. We need to get that average up. So there you go. And Gad says, add some pizzazz to your day. Dennis, we're going to tackle this tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you then. Take care. Peace.